as Carmen indicated, I'm the proud grandfather of 11 grandkids. My oldest daughter has 2 sets of twins. She's got a 17-year-old set of twins and a 6-year-old set of twins. And in the middle is a 9-year-old princess of terror. And the name of that princess of terror is Nicolina. Thank you very much for listening. This kid is unbelievable. Before I tell you the lesson that she taught me, I have to tell you this story. I have to tell it any place I go. When Nicolina was 3.5 years old, Chris and Tommy wanted to put her into preschool. She was ready. She wanted to go. Chris and Tommy wanted her to go. But the preschool only accepted 4-year-olds. But Chris and Tommy kept trying and trying and trying. And finally, the school relented and let her in at 3.5 years old. 2 weeks after school started, the teacher called Chris and said, "Chris, I have to share this story with you. Today I had the kids in class, and I asked them to all huddle around and sit on the floor. There's only 9 kids in the class. And I asked them, where do apples come from? Trees, very good. And then she said, I asked them, where do oranges come from? Trees, very good. Everyone's raising their hands and smiling. And then she said, I asked them, where does wood come from? And all of the heads went down. Please don't call on me. Except for Nicolina. I know. Nicolina, where does wood come from? Home Depot. The kid's a genius. Anyway, when she was 2.5 years old, a year before that, when she was 2.5 years old. Now I have to set this up by telling you I am wearing my trifocals. I have one lens that allows me to see Darla back there. I have another lens in there that allows me to see the intermediate people. And then if I have to read something, I can read up close. But when I'm not speaking, I always wear single vision lenses, just for far away, because that's what the driver's license thing says. So Mary Lou and I went over to see the kids one day. And as I said, she's only 2.5 years old then. And they always come running up to us, and they jump up in our arms and hug us and kiss us. And so what I do is I put my glasses on top of my head like this. And so she jumped up in my arms and gave me a big hug and a big kiss and said, Grampy, color with me. And I said, sure, Nicolina. So I put her down, and she disappeared. And a couple of minutes later, she appeared with a coloring book and this bucket of crayons. I remember when I was a kid, crayons were about this big. These crayons were the size of a guided missile. So she sat on one end of the table, and I sat on the other corner, and she colored one page, and I colored another page. And so while we were coloring, Mary Lou and Chris asked me a question. So I put my glasses on, and I turned to them, and I addressed them, and I answered their question. And then I turned back, and I started looking at the page and started coloring again. And Nicolina looked up at me with these unbelievably beautiful brown eyes, but sad eyes. Said, Grampy, off glasses. This little 2.5-year-old kid knew that when I had my glasses off, I was paying attention to her. I was totally devoted to her. With my glasses on, I'm free for everybody else. 2.5 years old. So for Nicolina, please write this. Focus on the person who is speaking. Focus. If a 2.5-year-old kid knows you're not paying attention to her, do you think your customers do? I think so. Have you ever walked into someone's office? You walked into your boss's office. What's your name?
Daryl.
Daryl?
Yes.
Okay. No, don't take Daryl's a big guy, so please don't take this personally, okay? I walk into Daryl's office and say, hey, Daryl, I got a great idea. Yeah, go ahead, tell me all about it. Do I get the impression he's ready to listen to me? No way. See, now I know all of you are very, very, very proud to be labeled as exceptional multitaskers. But you can't multitask when you're listening, folks. You have to pay attention. You have to focus on that person. You have to prove to that person that you are actually listening.